This video is brought to you by Hello Talk. So you've learned German, you've done the grammar, you've memorized a lot of words, and you can write short essays about what you did last weekend. But all of that is theoretical. How can you improve your German beyond that? It's quite a common problem, and as many people soon discover, being able to read a textbook is a world away from being able to actually talk to a German. So what is the secret to really mastering the language? The way I did it was to spend a year living in Germany, working in a care home for the elderly in a small town where nearly nobody spoke any English. And I'll tell you something, it worked. In 3 months, I learned more than I ever did in 3 years at school. The technique is called total immersion. Put yourself for a long time in a situation where you have no choice but to speak the language, and you'll be amazed at how quickly you pick it up. But that's not an option available to most people, especially if they're not EU citizens. What's the next best thing? Basically, you have to read as much as you can, hear as much as you can, speak as much as you can, and write as much as you can, which sounds really difficult, but let me tell you this, you have access to a lot more resources than I had access to, thanks to the power of the internet. Back in my day, and yes, I am beginning to sound like my dad, we were just starting to hear about this brand new thing called the information superhighway, and we didn't realize just how profoundly it would change our lives. But we did already have access to newspapers, magazines, and satellite television. Well, you get a lot of that on the internet now. You can read newspapers and magazines mostly for free, but I really do recommend radio or TV. Deutsche Welle broadcast most of their content live on the internet, mostly news and current affairs. At first, you won't understand anything, but keep watching, keep listening, and as you get used to the language, things should start to get a lot clearer. There are other German TV channels, but for legal reasons they're blocked outside of Germany. There may be ways around that, but I shouldn't really talk about them. But if all else fails, there are countless German language YouTube channels. This helps with your passive knowledge of German, reading and listening. But you also need to practice your active knowledge, writing and speaking. There are many internet forums where you can interact with people. Reddit, for example, has a subreddit for discussions about the German language, but more importantly for you, a subreddit for discussions in the German language. Don't worry about making mistakes though, that's part of the learning process. Just concentrate on getting your message across. And now we've reached the point where I talk about Hello Talk. And yes, they are paying me, but you know me, I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't convinced by the product. It's an app. You create a profile saying what your native language is and which languages you're learning. It will then try to match you up with native speakers of the languages that you're learning who want to learn your native language. You can chat with them by text, and if they make a mistake, there's an option there to very simply correct them. You can also swap voice messages, you can get the app to translate anything you don't understand, or even convert text to speech. It also has what they call a Moments section, which is sort of Twitter for language learners. Users are encouraged to post content about language and culture. The basic version is free and has pretty much everything that you need, or you can pay a small monthly fee and upgrade to the VIP version. You can get the app by following the link in the video description. And yes, I really am impressed with it, and I promise you, I genuinely recommend it. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to send me a postcard, here's the address. And don't forget to visit my website and follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Also, if you'd like access to special bonus content and help with the costs of running this channel, please consider making a small monthly donation on Patreon.